Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are the
Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in love and life. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to everyone who loves love.
That's right, guys. And you know that we love love. So today we have another amazing podcast for you. Today's main topic, babe, why don't you tell them what it is?
I sure will.
You picked these. These are really good ones.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Today's topic is I love you. I just don't feel heard.
I love you, but I just don't feel heard. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That's something that a lot of couples are dealing with, and especially in our coaching practice, we're seeing that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing it from our family members. We're seeing it from our friends. It's everywhere. So I think it's the perfect time to tackle that subject. So if you listeners are going through this is your lucky day.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to handle this and make it happen.
Yes, indeed.
But before we jump into the main topic, it's time for catching up with the Clarks.
Yes.
And this is where we kind of let you guys know what's going on in our personal life so you can see how we get down. So, babe, is there anything that you want to share with the listeners that's what's going on in your life that you think is exciting or maybe not even exciting, but you just want to share?
You know, I'm really excited about something kind of silly.
All right.
I got a kiss from a handsome young man other than you.
Watch out now. I'm not
and
so young.
It just made my week. And that kiss was from my 6-month-old grandson.
You know I saw it, right?
He kissed me.
You know I saw it, right?
I know you did.
You know I got jealous, right?
Oh my God. It was so amazing.
Yes,
I loved it.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, that's what's going on with me right now. I'm just in love with my grandson. I'm just in love with my family. So we're bouncing around a lot. You and I are doing a lot of different things. So we're making really conscious time with our family, and especially with our grandson. We're spending a lot of time with him when we're in North Carolina, and that feels delicious. But that little kiss, because he's so little, and he just looked at me, and I was holding him, and he just looked at me, and he got so excited, and he grabbed my face, and he just put his mouth on my mouth and stared at me. It was so cute. I couldn't even take it. So yeah, that's what's making me happy right now.
Makes sense. I'm amazed at how much joy and happiness that little baby brings us.
I know, right?
And I used to think that people would tell me all the time, when you become a grandparent, you're going to see it's magical and this and that. And I'm like, sure, I will. Yeah. A few moments later,
yes.
Oh my God, this is so magical. This baby's just incredible. So I completely get it. So
yes.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Well, I've been really, really in a zone lately, and I've been working on this project where I think it's our legacy.
Right.
And it's an accumulation of everything that we've been working on over the years as far as relationship tools to help couples and systems. And we're always trying to hack things to make it easier for couples to build great relationships. And so I've been working on the relationship gym. It's a virtual gym for couples.
Right.
And where you can actually train, because advice is great. Advice is, can really, get you to the next level. But if you want to stay at the next level, you have to train. And just like your body, if you don't train your body to stay healthy, if you don't get in the gym and work your muscles, they're going to atrophy. Your body's going to get weak. You're going to lose your excitement for life, your energy. And so it's important to treat your relationship just like you treat your body. And every emotion is a muscle. And the key is to develop muscles, develop your trust muscles, your honesty, your consideration. And so up to this point, couples haven't really, from my perspective, had a way that they can consistently train. So once a week, if you're a couple, you can go online together and work on a specific muscle group, relationship, emotion. With, like I said, whether it's trust, consideration, communication, you can target it.
Yeah.
And you can actually strengthen that muscle, keep your relationship strong, keep it exciting, keep that energy there, keep that connection there, keep that satisfaction there, and build your dream relationship. So that's what I've been working on.
Yeah.
And we're launching, actually we started a light launch, but I'm really consumed with that. But I'm very excited to share that with the world, and I think it's going to be a game changer.
Yes, you've been very consumed with that.
So if you guys want to learn more about it, go to theamazingclarks.com. You can access and learn more about the relationship gym. Like I said, at theamazingclarks.com.
Yes.
So now that that's out the way, you guys caught up with the Clarks.
Yep.
It's time for the main topic. So
Yes.
take it away, baby. I'll let you lead this one.
I want to start with asking you a question. Okay, was there a time in our relationship that you did not feel heard?
Let me think. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, of course. Definitely. I think there's been many a times throughout our relationship over the 34 years that I've felt not heard. And I'm sure that you felt like that. I'm sure that most couples feel like that, and some more than others.
Right.
But yes.
Can you share? Can you give us an example of, and then how did you resolve it?
Okay. So was it a time, let me see, the first time I could remember was when we were dating and we were having conflict because of me going out to do things and not checking in with you. And I would take off for a couple hours or I would just leave.
Yeah.
And it would really piss you off and it caused conflict. And I felt like when you were upset and we would discuss it and I would try to explain to you why I did it, that you wouldn't accept it right away. You couldn't hear me. And maybe a lot of that was that I was just creating my own awareness about the topic. So I wasn't completely clear yet.
Right.
So I was trying to figure out why, but I'm just feeding you what I'm giving you. And I felt like because it wasn't what you wanted to hear or what was expected from society, my response, that it frustrated you and it led to more conflict because then it frustrated me. And I think we resolved it by finally getting so frustrated that it was like, damn it, what's really going on? Let's listen finally. We exhausted all the other options, the yelling, the screaming, the walking out.
Going around in circles.
The tea. And finally it was like, it broke us down.
Right.
And I was finally able to express to you and realize and within myself that it was trauma that I had from my previous marriage and growing up where I felt dominated by women that were very controlling. And that I felt a sense of I had to answer to them or else I'm going to get in trouble, which went against my nature. Yeah. So because I betrayed myself, I think I overcompensated and promised myself that I would never do that again. I do what I want. I ain't going to answer no women. God damn it. The He-Man's Women Hater Club. I do what I want. Nobody's going to tell me what to do. Right. So I was on that Brooklyn bullshit.
I remember that guy. I remember dealing with that guy early on. I do what I want. Yeah. Yes, I remember him.
That Brooklyn bullshit, I'm on it. And so once I was able to really understand where that was coming from, I was able to express it better. You gave me the space to deliver it as opposed to forcing me like, hurry up and tell me, just tell me. No, that throws me off. You listened. And then once you listened, you got it. And you're like, oh, okay, I got it now. The picture's clear. And then we came up with an agreement. But they also had to hear your side of it.
There you go. Well. Yep.
So until you hear, there's two sides to every story. Actually, it's three sides. I can say it's your side, my side, and the truth.
And what really happened.
And the truth. And so that's the earliest one. But over the years, of course, I think that's part of life. I felt misunderstood, not just with you, but family, friends, but that comes with the territory. But with us, it just strikes home a little more. It hits a little harder. Yeah. The pain is more sharp. Yeah. So it matters more. And I think over the years, we've gotten better. We still have our moments where we revert back to, the old behaviors, but we eventually catch ourselves and readjust. Yeah. So let me ask you, has there been times when you felt like that?
Of course. I think...
Well, you felt unheard, I should say.
Absolutely. And, I think it's interesting. Thank you for sharing and being vulnerable, because when I think back on that time where we were fighting about you going out, I think this is just human behavior, right? Like, I think about how unheard I felt. I didn't even realize how unheard you felt. Because I'm only coming from my perspective, right? So I felt completely unheard because I remember I was trying to tell you that I felt abandoned when you would go out and not tell me where you were going. Like I felt scared. I felt like maybe something happened to you. And I think as we worked through that, we learned early on that each person is coming from their own perspective, right? Like you said, like it was triggering you, but it was also triggering me at the same time. And I think that that's why people feel unheard and they don't realize it. There's something about yourself that is being triggered when you don't feel heard, right? There's something that you want and there's something that you need. And I think instead of fixating on the, I don't feel heard and you're not hearing me, it's figuring out what you want and what you need. And such a great example that you picked that experience. I think we were probably 25 years old at the time. So we were still learning about relationships. We were really young, right?
Learning about ourselves.
And learning about ourselves. And I remember that specific example was probably really the first time that we battled through something that really changed in our relationship. But it was a battle. I remember us arguing about that a lot. I remember crying a lot. I remember being up late at night, feeling like he doesn't hear me. He doesn't understand where I'm coming from. And it could be really painful. But I think what we learned along the way is that's going to happen. It happens in relationships. And it is part of how we're learning about ourselves and how we're learning to communicate better. I got to tell you, I was thinking about this topic and I got a text from a client while we were getting ready. And it's so interesting. The client was saying that I'm really upset right now because I had an appointment and I told my husband I needed to be at this appointment and he started doing something else. And I told him I was going to be late for my appointment and he still kept doing what he was doing. And then when we got in the car, he said he needed to warm the car. And then I was late. He said, there's a grace period for your appointment. You'll be fine. And when we got to the appointment, it was not fine. And I have to reschedule for another month. And I'm really upset.
Gotcha.
Right. And it, to me, just reading that, it just highlights sometimes, like I feel like I've had those experiences where I think men and women just see things differently, right? Like a lot of times men will just be like, oh, it's going to be okay. We'll be fine. We'll be good. And women are like, no, we've got to get on time. We've got to, you know what I mean? Where a lot of times women are more, I don't know what other word to use, but just kind of more controlling of stuff, right? We want to control it more. And I think sometimes men can be more laid back. And it's instances like that where I know a lot of women feel unheard. And so I think maybe men feel unheard in that situation too. I don't know, but it's those kind of things that really frustrate women. Like when I talk to women, what I hear a lot from women is they're frustrated and they feel unheard because they're trying to prevent things from happening that they can see coming, right? So in that example, she could see, I'll be late for this appointment. And if I'm late for this appointment, I'm going to have to reschedule it and I may not be able to get in like right away, right? So it's going to take me longer to get what I want. So her example of not feeling heard, she was saying to him, I'm going to be late. I'm going to miss it. I'm not going to get this appointment, right? But for his mind, it was like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. So what would you recommend someone do in a situation like that? How could you help a partner in a situation like that feel more heard or communicate better?
Well, here's my approach to the whole thing.
Yes. Tell us, Anthony.
I got to always go back to the fundamentals of our coaching.
Okay.
And a lot of it is energetic. Well, most of it is energetic in the subconscious mind. So let's start with, to go there, we got to grow there. You're on one level of life, and we're always striving to get to higher levels of love, connection, commitment, wealth, whatever. So it's like we're trying to get higher. So if you're on this level, you're trying to get higher, how are you going to get to a higher level? To go there, you got to grow there. You have to change. You have to expand. Yeah. So when you have that desire, life is going to put situations in front of you that will give you the opportunity to grow there. So those challenges aren't there to punish you. Those challenges are there to help offer you the opportunity to grow. Letting you know in a way like, this muscle is weak. You want a stronger body, you need to work on this muscle. That's why you're not able to get the performance out of this muscle. Don't get mad at the muscle. Don't blame other people. That's an indicator for you to train this muscle. Don't train your partner's muscle. You train your own. And so it's a blessing if you choose to see it like that. and it's going to be a challenge, and you figure out of the, think out the box, try different strategies, and eventually you'll grow individually, and you'll grow to that next level.
Right.
Then it'll always be the next level. So start off with reminding yourself that this is an opportunity. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing.
Right.
EIP, everything is perfect. There are no accidents, there are no mistakes. Everything we attract for our greater good. Universe is always trying to lead us to what we want. And so those challenges are there to lead us to what we want.
Yes.
So right then and there, that changes your energy. So now you're not resentful. Right. You're not mad. Now you're not saying. And then when you say something, it comes out nasty. And when it comes out nasty, your partner reacts. And you go, why are you reacting like that? And then your partner's like, well, you came at me like that. And then it's back and forth.
Right.
Nobody gets anywhere. Right.
The energy behind it.
Because you started off from a place of misalignment. Mm-hmm. This is bad. You're wrong. And I truly believe in my heart that most couples, they all have great intentions and they want to see their partner satisfied. They want to please each other.
Yeah.
So your intentions are pure. And so sometimes the strategies aren't effective or the right strategies, but the intention is pure.
Yeah.
You give me the pure intention, I'll take that every time.
Right.
We could always work on the strategy, but without that good intention.
Of course.
So start off by reminding yourself, my partner has good intentions, I have good intentions. It's just our strategy.
Yeah.
So now when you speak to each other differently, more empathetic, more aware of your partner's feelings, more loving, more tenderness, more where your partner has the room and space to feel safe now to actually share with you.
Yeah.
So you got to create that environment, which starts with the mindset.
Yes.
So now, the next step is to not judge, but to understand. Mm-hmm. Understand.
Yeah.
So most couples, when they look at it from one perspective, like you were saying about women. Mm-hmm. Women will tend to look at it like, you know what, he doesn't listen. I have to control everything. I just have to control. And now you create a story about him. Now you created this story with all these emotions. Uh-huh. And from your perspective, you have to be right on the subconscious level. Ego has to be right.
Right.
So if your partner doesn't submit to your perspective now, you're offended because they're telling you you're wrong and you're a liar, and now you're even more offended. Mm-hmm. So what's your partner's other choice? What if their truth is not a match to your story?
Yep.
So now they either have to eat it or submit to the story and feel like shit, and you're going to treat them more like shit because, you are a piece of shit. You just admitted it. So now I'm justified for doing this.
Right.
So that's going to go bad.
Right. Absolutely. Every time.
So the key is to go, okay, this is an opportunity for us to grow. In order for us to grow, we have to understand each other's perspectives. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. We're just two different people, two different views, two different perspectives. And that's what we were born with, or we got, programmed over time. Now let's create one that works for both of us. Mm-hmm. So then it starts with being able to go, why do you think and do what you do? Help me to understand. I'm not here to judge you. Right. I truly want to understand, like I'm on your team. I'm on team you.
Yeah.
Help me to understand you so I can represent your case. Mm-hmm. So once I hear your side, it doesn't stop there. And I think most couples, they screw up there. It's like, so that's my side. What about my turn? No, it's not about you. You're making it about you. You just screwed up the whole plot right there. You're not going to, it's a wrap.
Right.
Because it's two sides.
Yeah.
And the person could go, well, I brought it up first. This is my turn. No, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
I got to get in your shoes and see what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Now I have more wisdom. Then I got to get in my shoes and bring you into my shoes and you see what I'm seeing.
Right.
Now you have more wisdom. Mm-hmm. Then from there, we can see that it's just different perspectives. And we're not yelling at each other. We're not blaming each other. Mm-hmm. We're understanding each other. That understanding made us just feel closer and more connected to each other, as well as understanding ourselves. Yeah. We feel more connected to ourselves. So guess what? We just grew there.
Yeah.
We just grew there from that, even just that. Mm-hmm. Then the key is to go, okay, there's no bad guy. There's no good guy. But let's find a good strategy now that works for both of us. Yeah. That's the key. And and every time, you're not going to nail it every time, but that's all right. But just moving in that direction is going to bring you relief, make you feel hope. And next time to actually resolve it.
Yeah.
But once again, it may take time, but if you go back to those same methods, that same strategy, you'll get there over time. I truly believe.
Well, I think you bring up a good point of, I think what causes people to feel unheard is when couples try to share what they're going through or their perspective, the defending happens right away, right?
Definitely.
And if there's justifying and defending, I know that makes you feel not heard because you don't even get to say what you want to say, right? Someone's like, well, it's because of this and it's because of that.
Right.
So I think it's really important to practice presence and just listening. Right. And it's really hard because your ego shows up in those moments and wants to defend you and wants to say, that's not true about me. And I didn't do that because of that or whatever the case may be.
Your nervous system goes crazy.
Your nervous system goes crazy. But I think it's really important to practice that presence. And, you know, one of the things that I've done over the years, I probably said this on other podcasts, and, you know, I don't know if this would work for everyone, but I've learned to be okay with you not agreeing with me. And with me not agreeing with you.
Yeah,
like agreement is not love, right? And I think sometimes when we're battling with people that we care about, we think that they should think exactly like we do so that we think that's being heard, right? That's not necessarily being heard, that's agreement. And I think couples get into a lot of trouble when they think that agreement is love. I need you to agree with me, right? And because you're not agreeing with me, I don't feel heard. I could hear you and not agree with you. Right. I can hear you and not want what you want. And I think it's important in marriage and relationships that we have to realize like we're not always going to be the same. And that doesn't mean we don't hear each other. We can hear each other and just be like, I don't agree with that. I don't want that. I'm not changing that. That's the other thing. I think in relationships, when we disagree, we think, I'm going to have a talk with you and you're going to change yourself to be what I want you to be so that I can feel happy.
Right.
And that's not going to happen either. That's another thing that over the years I've learned to accept, that just because I want you to act different or be different doesn't mean you're going to do it. Right.
Of course not.
And I'm not going to do it just because you want me to. And I think it's learning to accept each other more. And I think we could share our perspectives without having to solve and fix it.
Right. You know what? Yeah, I agree.
And still be heard.
And I think it goes back to your mindset.
Yeah, I agree.
And how you enter it. So I enter it like an investigator, a detective. I see a crime scene. I see a scene in the body.
Crime scene.
I don't just walk over there and just be like, I got to find, you're guilty. No.
Yeah.
I have to investigate. I want to get everybody's perspective, what you saw, witnesses, this person. And what you're doing is you're not perceiving it. You're perceiving it from a higher level. You're looking down and seeing the big picture. Until I get the big picture, I'm not going to come to any conclusions.
Right.
I need the information first. I need the understanding. I'm not going to go, you did. I go, why did you do? Okay, what did you? Okay, let me write that down. And what did you see? And what were you feeling? And why did you think this way? Okay, and then I look at the next person, do the same thing. Then you can put it all together and go, oh, okay, here's the adjustments. Here's where things broke down. Here's where this disagreement, and here's how to resolve it.
Yeah.
But most couples, they don't want to do a full investigation. It's just, here's what I saw, and it's the truth. End of it. Convicted.
Yeah.
They just want to go for the conviction. Sometimes it may not be anyone to convict. Sometimes it might just be an accident.
It just is.
Sometimes it might just be, whatever.
Also,
it's not what it seems like.
Also, I want to add to this, we're not always having the same reality. We don't always see the same things. We're not always experiencing things exactly the same. And that's a hard concept for people to understand, but we're all creating our own reality. So something that you may be experiencing in the relationship, I may not be experiencing, right? And vice versa. So a lot of times it'll be like, this is what it is. And I think that creates a lot of conflict because people, if you don't, like you said earlier, if that's not your experience, then you either have to eat it and lie and go, okay, I did that. If you don't believe that you did that, you shouldn't lie and say, I did that, right?
Yes. Here's the thing. If you're not willing to put yourself in my shoes, not saying you in general, but in general.
You better not. Don't be making me fight you on this podcast in front of everybody, Anthony.
If you're not willing to put yourself in my shoes, then shut up.
Yeah.
If I'm not willing to put myself in your shoes, then I need to shut up.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. So until you're willing to do that, nothing's going to be productive.
Yeah. But think about that. What is that? That's compassion, right? That's empathy. Shouldn't we have compassion, empathy, and understanding for our partners?
Otherwise, we're in a relationship with our parents.
What's the point?
Because we're back in childhood again. Where the parent just said, because I said, shut up and just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't wait till I get away from you and grow up and so I can leave the house and go in a relationship and then repeat this again with somebody else.
Yeah. So what would you say to our texter that texted me about the missing the appointment? What advice would you give?
What advice
I know
would
my
give?
advice. What would your
Well, in a
advice be?
situation like that, she needs to have a conversation and she has to do it when she's not upset.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to go into it going, I want to understand, not that I want to be right. I want to blame. I need to understand.
Right.
And that's the first step right there. Just how you approach the situation.
Mm-hmm.
The right mindset, you can make progress. The wrong mindset is going to go bad. So get your mind right first.
Yeah.
Start with that. And also go back to, do you truly believe your partner has good intentions?
Yeah.
If you don't, then that's a whole nother issue right there. That's a whole nother issue.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. But for the most part, if you think your partner does have good intentions, and odds are they do, then that's a good start. The next step is, what's the strategy now? But start with intention. Don't bite off more than you can chew. I would start with that.
I would also add to it, there needs to be some acceptance when you're with another person, because getting upset at your partner and criticizing them is not going to change them. There's going to be certain things about people that they have to want to change on their own. And if this person always runs late, then you may have to adjust and not invite them to your appointments, right? And go to your appointments. It's a value, right? If you value being on time and your partner does not value being on time, and you've seen this feedback loop a couple of times, like every time you guys get to go somewhere, or 3 out of 5 times, and you don't like that, you have a different value system. And you have to accept that your partner doesn't, and don't make them part of your appointments or go to your appointments on your own. So I think acceptance is a huge part of it.
Yeah.
We can't spend so much time focusing on what we want to change about each other and fix about each other. We fell in love, we chose each other, and there are just some things that we have to accept and adjust ourselves to find our own happiness. It is not our partner's job to always make us happy. We have a responsibility in that for ourselves as well. So
I agree. Good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. Well, that was a great.
I liked it.
episode.
Thank you for sharing all that you did and going over all of that with us. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you back, boo.
So thank you guys all for hanging out with us. We love and appreciate you guys. Make sure that you are connecting with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and at The Amazing Clarks.
Yes. Thank you very much. And if you guys haven't had a chance yet to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up your copy today, available at Amazon.com. If you guys are interested in coaching with Amazing Clarks, then you can actually coach with us via Zoom, by phone, or maybe even in person if you're in the LA area or the North Carolina area at the right time. But to learn more, go to theamazingclarks.com. And if you guys want to learn more about the relationship gym, the virtual relationship gym, and learn how you can become a member, go to theamazingclarks.com. And once again, what we talked about today really comes down to training. Less complaining, more training, people.
Nice.
So, last but not least, if you guys are interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some skills to life coach yourself or other people around you, check out our life coach training certification course at Law of Attraction Life Coach Academy.com.
And remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
So there you go. We gave it to you. Now what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing Clarks.
See you next time.
See you next time.